Christmas is supposed to be warm, safe. The one time of year where family is supposed to put differences aside. Instead, my mother criticized my baby in front of everyone, and the moment still makes my hands shake when I think about it. I'm 32 years old and I've been sitting with this for over a week, replaying it in my head. My husband thinks I'm overreacting, that maybe I took it too personally. But something about that day crossed a line I don't think you can uncross. And honestly, I need to know if I'm losing my mind. For context, my daughter just turned 8 months old. She was born 6 weeks early and spent her first 3 weeks in the NICU. Those were the longest, most terrifying weeks of my life. Anyone who's had a premature baby knows the fear doesn't just disappear, it rewires you. She's healthy now. She's hitting milestones. Smiling, babbling, growing every day. She's just small. Around the 15th percentile for weight. Her pediatrician has never been concerned. My husband and I are both short, smaller frame people, so genetically it tracks. But my mother has never been big on facts when opinions are available. Growing up, nothing I did was ever quite right. My grades could have been better. My body could have been thinner. My college choice could have been smarter. My career could have been more impressive. Even my husband wasn't what she envisioned. Still, I convinced myself things would change once I had a baby. I thought maybe motherhood would finally earn me approval. Or at least silence. Christmas was at my parents' house this year. A full house. Brother and sister-in-law, aunts, uncles, cousins, my grandmother. About 15 people. Everyone was passing my daughter around, smiling, commenting on how cute she was. Normal family energy. Then my mom took her. She didn't cuddle her. Didn't rock her. She held her out at arm's length, staring at her like she was inspecting produce at a grocery store. And then she said it. She's really small. Is she eating enough? She looks malnourished. The room went dead quiet. My aunt tried to jump in, change the subject, but my mom wasn't finished. She doubled down. I mean, look at her. When your brother's kids were this age, they were twice this size. Are you sure there isn't something wrong? Have you had her tested? I could feel my face burning. I told her calmly that her pediatrician says she's perfectly healthy, just petite. That's when my mom did that laugh. The one I've heard my entire life. Dismissive. Smug. Doctors don't know everything. I'm just saying, she doesn't look right. Her head looks too big for her body. That's not normal. My daughter was still in her arms. And here's something people don't talk about enough. Babies don't understand words, but they feel tension. They feel hostility. They absorb tone and energy. That room shifted instantly. My sister-in-law tried to help. She looks adorable to me. Babies come in all shapes. My mom ignored her completely. I'm just worried. I'm her grandmother. I have a right to be concerned. Maybe if you'd taken better care of yourself during pregnancy, she wouldn't have come early. That was it. Something inside me snapped clean in half. I stood up, walked over, and took my daughter out of her arms without saying a word. I went straight to the living room, grabbed the diaper bag, and started packing gifts. My mom followed me. What are you doing? Don't be so sensitive. I'm just expressing concern. I looked her straight in the eyes and said, "This will be her last Christmas here." She laughed again. "Oh please, you're being dramatic." "No," I said. "You just called my daughter malnourished and blamed me for her being premature in front of everyone. On Christmas, we're done." My dad tried to smooth it over. Told me my mom didn't mean it like that. Suggested we calm down and enjoy the holiday. But here's the thing people miss. Intent doesn't erase impact. She said exactly what she meant. She always does. I packed the gifts we brought, plus the ones from family members who love my daughter without conditions. My mom's gifts stayed under the tree. That's when it hit her. Wait, you're really leaving? It's Christmas dinner. You can't just go. I told her to watch me. We were out the door in under 10 minutes. The drive home was silent except for my daughter babbling happily in her car seat. I cried the entire way, not because I regretted leaving, but because I was angry at myself for hoping things would be different. Since then, my phone hasn't stopped buzzing. My mom says I ruined Christmas, that I'm keeping her granddaughter from her over nothing, that she was just being honest because she cares. My dad wants me to call her. My brother says he understands but thinks I should apologize to keep the peace. Here's another lesson I'm learning the hard way. Being the bigger person often just means being quieter about your pain. 5 days later, things escalated. After ignoring dozens of messages, including ones claiming she has rights as a grandmother, my mom showed up at our house on New Year's Eve. No warning. No invitation. My husband answered the door while I was feeding the baby. I heard her say, "I'm here to see my granddaughter. It's a new year. We're starting fresh." My husband told her calmly that wasn't going to work for us. She tried to push past him. Physically. He blocked her and told her to leave. She started crying. Said we were cruel. That she had every right to see the baby. I came to the door holding my daughter. Told her she needed to go. "Just 5 minutes," she begged. "It's New Year's." No. She accused me of acting like she committed a crime. I reminded her she didn't say just one thing. She insulted my child. She blamed me for a premature birth. She humiliated me publicly. And here's the truth I've finally accepted. Protecting your child will always matter more than protecting someone else's feelings. And I won't apologize for that. You told me her head looked too big. You stood there and implied her premature birth was my fault on Christmas in front of everyone. "I was just worried," she said. "That's what mothers do." No, that's what you do. And I'm done letting you do it to my daughter. She stayed on our porch for almost 10 minutes after that, crying loudly, shaking, making a scene. I'm sure the neighbors noticed. Honestly, I think that was part of the plan. Public tears always make great props. Eventually my dad came and ushered her away. Before he left, he gave me that look, the one that says, "Why can't you just make this easier?" Like I was the unreasonable one. That's when the family pressure campaign started. My aunt called first. She told me I was being too harsh. That my mom has always been a little blunt, a little tactless, but her heart is in the right place. So I asked her one simple question. Would you be okay with someone calling your grandchildren malnourished at Christmas dinner? Silence. No answer. Then my brother's wife sent me a long message explaining how my mom has been calling her crying every single day. How hard this has been on my mom. Somehow she was now the victim in all of this. And then came the real gut punch. My grandmother called. She's 78. She's always been the peacekeeper. The person I trust the most in this family. She asked if I could come over on Saturday because she wanted to talk things through. I agreed. Because I love her. And because I genuinely thought maybe, finally, someone would understand. I walked into her house, and my mom was sitting in the living room. An ambush? My grandmother said she just wanted the family together. Asked if we couldn't work this out. I looked at my mom and she had this smug, satisfied look on her face, like she'd won something just by getting me there. I asked my grandmother if she knew my mom would be there. She said she thought if we could just talk. I grabbed my keys. Grandma, I love you, I said, but this isn't okay. My mom stood up immediately. See? She won't even try. She's the unreasonable one. I turned to her and said, you want to fix this? Start with a real apology. Not, I'm sorry you feel that way. A real apology. Acknowledge what you said and why it was wrong. She crossed her arms. I'm not apologizing for caring about my granddaughter's health. Then we're done here. I left. Later, my grandmother called to apologize. She admitted my mom had begged her to help and that she thought she was doing the right thing. I told her I understood, but I was hurt she let herself be used. And then things escalated again. My mom started sending gifts. Every single day, packages showed up at our door. Clothes, toys, a stroller we didn't need. Each one with a little note about her precious granddaughter. At first, I donated them. Then I started returning them unopened. The delivery drivers started recognizing me. One of them actually laughed and said, "Another one?" "Yeah," I said. "Another one." Then she crossed a line she can't uncross. She called our pediatrician's office. Our daughter's doctor. She claimed she was worried and wanted to talk about her granddaughter's weight. Of course, they couldn't tell her anything because of privacy laws, but they did call us to let us know someone had been asking. I was furious. This woman actually tried to validate her Christmas insults by going behind our backs and contacting our child's doctor. Like she needed proof that she was right. I called her for the first time since Christmas. You called our pediatrician. I was worried, she said. You won't talk to me. You won't let me see her. How else am I supposed to know she's okay? By trusting her parents, I said, like a normal person. I'm her grandmother. I have a right. You have no rights, I said. None. You are not entitled to information about my child. You are not entitled to access to my child. And you do not get to go around us to professionals. She hung up on me. Now apparently I'm the villain. The one tearing the family apart. The one who won't let things go. My husband suggested we send one final message, clear written boundaries. No room for confusion. No more manipulation through other people. Honestly, I'm exhausted. Emotionally drained. The only thing grounding me is my daughter. She's happy. She's healthy. She has no idea any of this is happening. And she deserves a grandmother who looks at her and sees joy, not flaws to fix. 3 weeks later, I'm calling this the final update. After the ambush and the pediatrician incident, my husband and I wrote a formal letter to my parents. Everything in writing. No denial later. No twisting words. We laid out exactly what was said at Christmas and why it was harmful. We listed every behavior since then, showing up unannounced, trying to force entry, turning family against us, contacting medical providers. Then we outlined boundaries. No visits without a genuine apology. No contact with our daughter without both of us present. No discussing our family with other relatives. And absolutely no contacting anyone involved in our daughter's care. We sent it by email and certified mail. Her response? 3 pages. Not an apology. 3 pages about how she's the real victim. How I've always been too sensitive. How she sacrificed everything for me. How my husband has turned me against my own family. And then the kicker. She said she was consulting a lawyer about grandparents' rights. I actually laughed. I looked it up. Those laws only apply in very specific situations. Divorce, death, unfit parents, or established dependency. A married couple with a healthy baby who simply refuses access to a toxic grandmother? Not covered. But here's where it gets even more interesting. She started calling my husband's parents. And that's where the story takes another turn. My mom didn't stop there. She called my in-laws, trying to convince them of some wild story, that I was unstable, that I was keeping their granddaughter hostage, and that my husband had brainwashed me. I got a call from my mother-in-law. She sounded rattled. Your mother, she called me. She was saying all these things, about you denying her access to your daughter, how your husband has brainwashed you. I just wanted to check on you. Are you okay? I calmly explained everything. And then she said something that genuinely made me tear up. For what it's worth, I think your daughter is perfect. And I think you're a wonderful mother. Don't let anyone make you doubt that. Her words were a lifeline. My mom's attempt to turn my in-laws against me completely backfired. Instead of creating conflict, it strengthened their support. They started checking in more often, sent a thoughtful care package with baby items and even a bottle of wine for me with a note. You deserve this. But of course, my mom still wasn't done. Next, she decided to ambush my husband at his gym, the one he's been going to for years. She waited in the parking lot until he came out and then confronted him at his car. I just want to talk, please. You have to understand, I'm losing my granddaughter, she said. My husband was stunned. This isn't the place for this, he replied calmly. Then where should I go? Your wife won't talk to me. You won't answer my calls. I'm desperate. I could almost hear the gaslighting in her voice. You're desperate, my husband said firmly, because you refuse to apologize for what you said. That's it. It's not complicated. She grabbed his arm, literally grabbed him. Please just let me see her. Just once. I'll prove I can be better. He stepped back. If you don't leave right now, I'm calling the police. She eventually left, but the incident shook him. From that day on, he varied his schedule and parked in different spots. The idea that she tracked him down at his gym and waited to ambush him? That's not concern. That's unhinged obsession. That night we made a decision. Full no contact. Not temporary. Not conditional. Done. I sent one final message to my mom, crystal clear. After stalking my husband at his gym, there is no possibility of reconciliation. Do not contact us again. Do not contact our friends, our families, or any place we frequent. Any further attempts will be documented, and we will pursue a restraining order if necessary. This is not up for negotiation. Then we blocked her number. Blocked her on all social media. My husband did the same. My dad sent one last text. I hope you're happy. Your mother is devastated. She made a few mistakes and you're treating her like a criminal. I didn't respond. I blocked him too. A few mistakes? That's an understatement. Here's the aftermath. My brother finally reached out, not to pressure me into reconciling, but to tell me he and his wife had also stepped back from my parents. Apparently, my mom's Christmas behavior wasn't the first time she'd made inappropriate comments about children in the family. His wife had dealt with similar remarks about their son's weight for years. They never said anything because they didn't want to rock the boat. We had a long phone call. He apologized, not just for the past but for not supporting me sooner. He said watching me finally set boundaries made him realize he should have done it years ago. Then his wife got on the line. She said she wished she had my backbone back when my mom first started commenting on her son. Now they're low contact with my parents. And they directly told my mom her behavior was unacceptable. Even my aunt, the one who first called me too harsh, texted me a week later. I've been thinking about what you said, about whether I'd be okay if someone called my grandkids malnourished. I wouldn't be. I'm sorry I didn't see it at first. You did the right thing. That meant a lot. Especially coming from someone who's usually my mom's sidekick. My grandmother? She's staying neutral, which is fine. She respects my decision and apologized for the ambush. Here's an interesting insight she shared. My mom's been telling extended family that I've lost my mind and that my husband is controlling, insisting they need to rescue me. Some relatives believed it, some didn't. Honestly, I don't care anymore. The people who matter, the ones who actually know me and my daughter, know the truth. As for my mom, from what I've heard through the grapevine, she's not doing well. Not in a I feel vindicated way, but as a factual observation. She's been telling anyone who will listen that I stole her grandchild. Some friends have distanced themselves because even they think she's unreasonable. My dad is exhausted, managing her emotions 24/7. Sometimes I feel a pang of guilt, wondering if I caused all this chaos. But then I remember, it could have all been avoided. One simple apology. I'm sorry for what I said about your daughter. It was wrong and hurtful. That's it. She chose pride over her grandchild. And that's on her. Meanwhile, my daughter is thriving. Crawling, exploring, laughing at the silliest things. Pulling herself up on furniture like a tiny queen. She has grandparents who love her unconditionally. In-laws who plan monthly visits without being asked. An aunt and uncle who adore her. Cousins to grow up with. And parents who will fiercely protect her from anyone trying to diminish her. That's what matters. That's everything. For anyone dealing with a toxic parent. You can choose peace. You can protect your children. You can stop setting yourself on fire to keep someone else warm. Some might say, maybe you should have given her more chances. But I gave her 32 years of chances. 32 years of letting comments slide. 32 years of pretending everything was fine. My daughter doesn't deserve that. She gets a fresh start. This was the hardest thing I've ever done. But I'd do it again, in a heartbeat. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to Dark Infidelity Stories. Turn on notifications so you never miss the next story of truth, betrayal, and survival.